Hello, beautiful collective. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Lotus, Lotus the Sage. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's pick a card is going to hopefully look in a little bit deeper into your past and figure out what some of the heavy lessons were. And we might be looking into like deep, deep past, meaning other lives, other timelines for you. And looking at some of the heavy lessons that are giving you some greater gains in your current life and how that's translating now. So, that being said, we have our cards pretty much selected for you, except for when we get into the tarot. So for pile 1, I thought these would be interesting. I haven't seen what's selected for each. So for pile 1, your daily magic card, I'll put it up here just in case you want to read it or pause and read it. I'll read it to you, of course. If you choose your way, carve the 4 compass points around a pillar candle. At the new moon, set the intention to find your path and purpose. The day I'm filming this is the new moon. Light the candle and let it burn all the way down. This is the beginning of a process that will unfold over time. So my lovely, I feel like for you, pile 1, this is again longevity, long-term lessons. Speaking of heavy lessons, greater gains, this is something that's supposed to unfold over a process of time. So yours could be like maybe multiple lives or multiple situations where where what we top into in your pile is relevant in multiple areas of your life currently. All right, pile 2. Take a moment if you need. It says, having a magical life is a choice. Once you allow magic into your worldview, you begin to see patterns. You start to feel how your inner world reflects the outer world and vice versa. So my lovely collective of pile 2, I feel like yours is going to be more about revelations, and maybe I'm hearing that you might have more memories of certain experiences or past life experiences or gifts and talents is what I'm just hearing. Interesting. And pile 3, this is what you got. Your inner witch is waiting for you, whispering, remember me. Ooh, pile 3. So I feel actually it's something about your strength and your worthiness, pile 3, in all fairness. That's what I'm feeling the most. But there's something about remembering your power, remembering your gifts. And we'll talk about that. All right, my beautiful collective, those are your choices. This is for pile 1, for pile 2, and for pile 3. I'll see you at your choice. Ciao. All right, welcome my lovely pal ones who chose that first card of read the last sentence. This is the beginning of a process that will unfold over time. So my loves, this is how we're looking into it. Since we're talking about your heavy lessons first, this is what we're looking at first. We'll look at the other cards. Afterwards, we will get some tarot also to figure out, to find out if we need any extra clarifiers. That's what we're going to use this deck for. Anyway, let's get into it. So this heavy lesson that Spirit is talking to you today about in this particular either time frame, lifetime, etc. This one's talking about truth and discernment. That is the lesson, as you can see here. So I'm not using necessarily all of the depictions or explanations for the words here, or for the categories, I should say. But I am going to probably use most of them to see how this plays out in your story. So I'm feeling here, my collective of pile 1, that a particular heavy lesson of yours in your time frame or in your line or in your soul's work is about your truth and discernment. There's a feeling of sacrificing here. There's a double down on a polygamous or polyamorous energies here. An ask of an age of enlightenment for you too. This encompassing here for you with truth and discernment comes into the alternative sexuality, which comes into that polygamous and polyamorous, Casanova, sexual minority, asexual, etc. So I'm feeling, my love, this could have a strong focus on your truth and discernment about your preferences, about what you like, what you don't like, what might be taboo, what's not, what's frowned upon, what's not, etc. And especially if we looked at that, specifically this category of alternative sexuality through the ages, there's been a lot of, not so positive, if you are not the normal, or not the normal, let's put it that way. Then we have another caveat here of childhood trauma. And the card here says kidnapped, sold, abused, abandoned, orphaned. So feelings of possibly your difficulty with truth and discernment possibly could come from some childhood trauma in any of those facets or categories that they have mentioned, or something that may not be on this tarot board right now. I'm getting a feeling that there's a closer feeling for me when it comes to this childhood trauma towards the abuse and the abandonment. So again, take that if that resonates or not. And then you have imprisonment with escaped, imprisoned, freed, imprisoner. So I'm feeling for you, my lovely, that heavy lesson was for you to be able to learn how to free yourself. And if we're coming back to this truth and discernment, however this plays out in your current life right now, about how is it that you are trying to free yourself from restrictions put on you, or grew up into, or believed that it was not normal, or was normal for that matter. There is something about you trying to figure out that could be specifically when it comes to your sexuality. It could be having to deal with specific childhood traumas that deal more specifically with the similar category of emotion or intensity, I would say. And we have this this sacrificing energy here, this a poisoning of information or poisoning of the mind. I'm also really getting here. When you're trying to get enlightenment and you're being squashed, you're being imprisoned in some way. So what I'm feeling here for you, my lovely, that heavy lesson is for you to learn how to free yourself, to be in your own truth and discernment. That is what I'm getting for sure. That is part of your heavy lesson. So let's get some more on this truth and discernment. We have the Ace of Wands. Interesting. Speaking of alternative sexuality and sexuality, that Ace of Wands having that phallic symbology anyways, and that sexual passion and exploration, let's say. Oh, whoa, and then we have sexual attraction. Need they say more? So my love, yeah, I think they're doubling down for you. Sorry, the light is, excuse me, give me a second. Yeah, they're doubling down for you here with this sexual attraction, this passion energy, especially with two cards giving the same energy, this alternative sexuality coming out right after the truth and discernment. So, excuse me, there does feel like there's a really strong area of your life that this is going to be truthful for you for. So let's see what's underneath here, my loves. We have the Hermit in the reverse. So again, I feel it like needing to free yourself, needing to come out of the shadows, or to come out of the poisoning of some kind, or the hurt or the trauma. There's some I'm feeling there's an understanding of you, my viewer, have gone in already to really look at what this truth and discernment is in this particular incarnation. That's what I just heard right now, or what I'm getting, I should say more specifically, excuse me. And this age of enlightenment, so to speak, this time frame that you are in your own emotional soul's evolution, when it comes to your truth and discernment about your own sexuality, regardless of what your past has done or not done for you, how it may have made you feel exposed and imprisoned at the same time, while you are still trying to free yourself in this incarnation. However, Spirit is telling me that you have done a good job, I'm feeling here, so to speak, or thus far anyways, in you looking at the truth of the matter for you. Whether or not you have an answer for that or not, I'm not emphasizing that at all, but the point is that I can feel that there's like a look at, I have looked at this, I am looking at it, or I'm trying to understand this. Love, I'm trying to understand this. Yeah, speaking of, Spirit's like, put on the moon, put the moonlights on. Moonlights are on. Anyway, so bizarre. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's see what's next here. We have the Tower. Interesting. I love that it's Tetris in this card. I mean, in this deck. I love that. Because it really does feel like that's what you had to do, my friend. You had to play Tetris to sort of figure out your speed and your skill to make sure that the tower stays as low as possible, but it crumbles or game over in some way. You know, there's a game over with this energy here. But there has been, like I said, an interference in a way that I feel more so you looking at you interfering with that poisonous thinking or belief system or carrying with you that trauma. Jealousy. Interesting. You know what I'm getting first, ʟ₁? I'm getting like, it's like your oppressors. This is what I'm feeling. It's the oppressors, the people or the things that wanted to keep you down or keep you small or keep you a certain way, imprisoned in a way, are jealous that you were able to let go of that grasp or to free yourself, or you are beginning to free yourself. There is something that this jealousy is about, the foundation of something that was corrupt crumbling, and the people who were the ones, like I said, the perpetrators. The masks are coming off. Again, the poison is getting, the antidote has been received. Ooh, this is interesting. I'm gonna get some more cards on that one. And then we have the King of Swords in the reverse. Ruthless. That's what I just heard. Ruthless. Who is that for, though, Spirit? Oh, they're like, it's for both. Their actions were freaking ruthless. Like I heard effing, like we're really ruthless is what I heard. And you had to be ruthless to get yourself out of this situation. There was no other way. There was no other way. Like I'm getting like this tatted up, hard ass, like, but I freaking made it. That's, ooh, this is strong feeling here, ʟ₁. Challenge, yeah, no shit. But you freaking made it. Like, I know that energy of the King of Swords in the reverse is not always the most rational or logical, but again, I think that you had been brought to a point of there's nothing else that makes sense other than being illogical, based on, again, like I said, this poisoning of thoughts, this poisoning of this trauma, you know? You couldn't think in that same way or else you would have been stuck. You had to do something that was freaking ruthless or so out of character that nobody thought that you would do it, or nobody thought that it would actually crumble. And that challenge for you has been a long-lasting one, as they said, a process that will unfold over time. Interesting. Okay, I know I said I was going to take another card, but this is going to let us know sort of the bridge. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it, guys. A really indecisive day for me, so kind of not surprised. Okay, I want one more on the tower. Just one, Spirit. Yeah, okay, I was right. I just wanted to make sure. It's that victory, my friend. That Six of Wands, that I got through it. Like, I did it. I did it. Okay, good. Okay. I feel better about this now. All right, let's get into the next portion, my friend, which is, I guess, what happens next, what's going on in this life, but we're going to look at the bridge of part of, so we know what their, excuse me, let me start this again. You know what your heavy lessons are. They've been very clear about this very obvious and very difficult and very unfortunate challenge. But like I said, you're a freaking rock star, friend, like a freaking rock star. So we are now going into this bridge of like what the major gain is, and then we're going to look at some cards, of course. So our first one is purpose. Communication. Love that it came out underneath the Hermit too, hey? Excuse me. Peace. Yes. Yes, you need some. And presence. Love that for you. So my love, the greater gain here from all of this shitty experience or shitty situation for you. We're going to look at obviously all 4 of these, but it's about your purpose. You'll be coming more into what your purpose might be for you in this particular lifetime. You're going to be more communicative about, again, your truth and discernment, your wants and needs, your no's, your boundaries, etc. And especially in areas of love. When it comes to this childhood trauma and abandonment, abuse, orphaned feeling, any of those feelings, there is a sense of peace triumphant over this crazy obstacle, which brings you into yourself, which is more into your being, which is the presence of you. Like I said, it's all coming back to this purpose, this truth and discernment of who you are. And I think it's beautiful. Let's get the after tarot, and then we'll get some other tarot cards. Ace of Cups, yes. Underneath this purpose, I'm going to lay them all out first. Ace of Swords, I love this. Underneath communication. The Death card, look at this. This is so lovely. And the Emperor. Wow, we've got some heavy hitters here, friend. So my love, your greater gain here is about loving or understanding or knowing your purpose. Also, I'm hearing about following that purpose. And I feel that your communication style or your ability to communicate that truth and honesty is what has been developed over this oppression. That there is a way of you communicating, connecting, understanding, listening, all of that, and following that into something that is more peaceful for you. Because like I said, there's a death to that. I was talking about that tower. It's game over. And this death energy for me is giving me the rebirth of it. Because this is the after tarot for me. So I feel like there is the death of the old version of you that steps into this new, because you understand your purpose, because you can communicate that more clearly now, because you are standing in your power, this worthiness. I'm going to read this again. It says, if you lose your way, carve the 4 compass points around a pillar candle. And I feel that 4 points for you around that pillar candle is you, my love. You are that candle. At the new moon, set the intention to find your path and purpose. This is what it is. Light that candle and let it burn all the way down, exactly, which is that tower energy for me. Let it burn all the way down. This is the beginning process of that. What will unfold over time, my love. All in here for you. This is crazy lovely. What a difficult journey you've been on, Pawan. And the greater gain is a beautiful outcome of the Emperor energy in its most glorious placement, with that Ace of Cups fully fulfilled and satisfied, clear in truth in your discernment, having a loving communication style, loving people around you, truthful communication. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's get one more. Oh my god. Ace of Cups. In the reverse though, but I think it's fitting. I think it's fitting. Ooh, King of Swords in the upright now. But again, all truth and communication here in that second column. 6 of Cups, the Death. Oh, I heard, I'm not passing this on, like generational trauma. That's what I'm hearing here. I'm not passing this on. Interesting. And then the 5 of Wands. Nice, I actually like that. I really do. My lovelies. So what I'm feeling here with this Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups, Double down again, because we're talking about the presence of you and this in this current life of what these gains are for you. This is about you transmuting this poisoned energy from this past, however far back this may go in your own soul's evolution. Like I said, this I feel like this goes back and you've had to replay it in many lifetimes. Meaning, I feel like possibly you had secret love affairs, or and meaning could be with status, and or you could have been gay or bisexual, or you could have been in any sort of variable that was on the outskirts of the era, you know, like in multiple lifetimes is what I'm trying to get at, you know. And I would not be entirely surprised if in this lifetime there's still something else that's playing out when it comes to this truth and discernment when it comes to your sexuality. So I feel like you are, like I said, transmuting that love energy somehow in this particular incarnation, coming into truth, coming into your authority and discernment, truth and discernment with your words in particular and your truth about it. Again, like I said, I'm not passing this on. I'm not giving this anymore. I'm not going to continue this particular pattern, this heavy lesson. I finished that karmic cycle is what I'm getting here. As we step into that Emperor energy with the Five of Wands, freaking yeah, I am in competition now with myself to fight and get to that placement of what I deserve. Again, back to that worthiness, that presence of self. You know, I'd like that for you. And then underneath the deck here, come on, part one. Nine of Cups. Wishful freaking fulfillment. Let's get it. You know, because you finished that challenge or you fought that challenge. I'm digging this for you, Pawan. Like, I truly, truly am digging this for you. Woo! Better be a big gain after that shit. Like, come on. Holy moly. I don't mean to, like, laugh at that hurt, but, like, I feel like you're past the hardest part of your involvement in it in that way, you know? It's not, you've healed a good chunk of it. All right, let's get your closing messages, part one. I think we're gonna get one, but I have a feeling it's supposed to be two, so I'm gonna honor that too. If something doesn't come out, then that's it. All right. I still want another one. See what I mean? Just indecisive today. Okay. Okay. And I am going to read a little passage from the book for this one. The first one that came out, which I feel is your most prominent advice here, is your expansion energy, the 741 hertz enlightening healing code. This is, again, we were talking about this age of enlightenment for you, my lovely. This expansion of you, the growth of you, the understanding, the evolution of you, and the participation of you, meaning of your own participation in this evolution. Wow, it was weird for me to get out. And then we have the Elven Alchemy. Frickin' A. Like I said, transmuting, alchemizing even. Your own participation in your grand expansion. The Oracle interpretation says, this is about your throat chakra portal. Amazing. We're talking about this clear communication coming in. The enlightened healing code resonates to this solfeggio tone of 741 hertz, which balances the energy center of the throat chakra. This precise code expands communication and raises spiritual awareness to divine truth. Again, your truth and discernment. Your situation will benefit greatly from being open to new pathways of connecting with others, which you are already on, my love. Step beyond your comfort zone because you are ready to speak your truth. And perhaps with a more healthful, creative, and diplomatic and higher vibe. It may feel uncomfortable, but you know the truth, which will provide all the grace you need. Trust in the answers you receive. You got this. Come on, Pawan. Supports purification, clear communication, and assertiveness. And then you have participation. It says, tune into the wisdom and expertise of the Elven Kingdom for assistance with crafting the healing you seek. These captivating beings await communication with you so that you can share their gifts. They can teach you the ways of the earthen alchemists in order to heal your body, mind, and spirit. You're being guided by the elven people, and their robust and potent forces will soon be transforming your situation into a new and higher frequency. Again, all of this here, new and higher frequency, your emperor status, your presence, your peace, your participation in this 9 of Cups. Be ready to receive more vitality and Gaian wisdom. You are also being encouraged to spend more time in nature, tuning into the realms of Gaia for guidance. Listen, practice using your intuition, allowing your internal compass to lead you, and make sure to follow through with any insights you receive. Follow through with any insights you receive, my lovely pile 1. Those were your heavy lessons. These are the greater gains that you are gaining. I will close it off with your card you chose. If you lose your way, carve the 4 compass points around a pillar candle. At the new moon, set the intention to find your path and purpose. Light the candle and let it burn all the way down. This is the beginning process. This is the beginning of a process that will unfold over time. Heed that. Love that. I'm sending you the most amount of love. I hope this served you and this was helpful. Until next time, please keep watering your lives. Ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pile 2s. All right, I will read, the last little bit of your card here. It says, you start to feel how your inner world reflects the outer world and vice versa. So my collective, of pile 1, we are starting off with this card here. And we're looking at your lesson first. It says leadership. So I will be using a good majority of the prompts or categories on this card. However, not all may be fully applicable. So it feels for you, my lovely, as I was saying, there's something about like self-realizations in the intro. I said something along those lines. And that might have to do with your role in leadership, or your view of yourself in some regard, how you actually look at leadership. There is a sense of a limitation you might feel per se, a physical limitation that could be, or any type of even mental limitation that could be. You might be a little bit more science-based than spiritually based as a general. We're talking about, the heavy lesson for you now, my part 1. I'm sorry I did not clarify. We're looking into your heavy lesson right now. And it almost feels as if like there's a feeling that there's the best way I can describe this, like you're not good enough. Like you're in any area of your life that's just been like a feeling that I'm getting here, that I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or I won't succeed. There's a lot of that. And I feel that's like a form of brainwashing that was occurring, like, how am I even explaining this to you? Because they're showing me a particular manhwa I just ended up watching recently, and they were this one particular, like the hierarchy of all of these royalty era kind of depictions. Anyways, it's like the 4th prince in this particular manhwa, and he's treated like garbage because the emperor thought he was a mistake, so he's an illegitimate child, so to speak, or something along those lines. Anyway, long story short, he ends up being taught by one of the emperor's assistants to try and seem like he's doing something good, while the guy is abusing him and telling him that that you're nothing, you need to obey. So he's like brainwashing him into like being a puppet or being a slave for this person. They're bringing me to that type of energy. So that's what I'm getting here. There's this feeling of you feeling inadequate, not enough, some sort of limitation, not believing in much, not having a lot of faith, so to speak, and a lot of like sort of, I guess, a form of abuse in that respect, And then you have the next card that comes out for you is the Destruction card, which is the Fool, Destroyer, Saboteur, and Helpless Maiden. And that's, again, a part of that energy I'm feeling here. You probably felt, again, depending on how far back in this past life Spirit is going, or how this is translating into your current life, pile 2, about feeling foolish, about possibly sabotaging your own particular successes, destroying something, or feeling sort of helpless in a way. That's again what I'm feeling here, a sense of helplessness. And then we have construction, which I find interesting. We have builder, architect, carpenter, and other. And I feel here that this whole situation for you has been has been under construction for you. And this is the reflection parts here about what has been my doing, so to speak, and what has allowed me to stay in this sort of energy, or what am I actually building right now? Is what I'm building right now something that's actually mine, in that respect of feeling that worthiness, you know? And then you have difficult, you have torture, which is witness, victim, informer, torturer. So again, it almost feels like learned habits, learned characteristics, because that's all you know in some regard. Again, and it could be just that lifestyle was a torture for you. It could be that you witnessed that sort of energy, therefore, I don't know, that's what you thought was what was right, you know? And they brought me to the top of your card. Having a magical life is a choice. Once you allow magic into your worldview, you begin to see patterns. And I feel that I feel that you weren't sort of given that opportunity. There was something that was always built for you, constructed for you, restricted in some way. You were a puppet. Again, there was something about that puppet energy, a form of torture in that way, a sense of abuse in that way, feeling foolish that you allowed it to take on for, to carry on for so long. And again, I don't know how far back this is, but this doesn't feel as strongly in your current, but it still feels like it's echoing to the same energy. Interesting. Let's see what we got here. We have the Six of Swords. Talk about, look at this, and this atomic bomb here, about blowing something up here, needing to destroy something. That's what I'm getting, my love, here. That I think that's what it is, my love. I think your heavy lesson here is learning how to find that leadership to destroy what doesn't work for you, to allow yourself to no longer be the victim, and to move away from that energy, to move away from the doubt. Patience, okay? I just heard it will take some time, and it has been taking time. There's a part of it because they're saying that because you've lost faith somehow. There's a feeling, again, back to that I'm not good enough, I can't do this energy. Interesting. Then we have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. I'm hearing needing to walk away but can't. Why is that? Okay, so they're bringing me back to the saboteur energy and this helpless maiden and that victim mentality of again, somewhat being brainwashed in the sense that there's no other way. Abundance, but there is, my love, but there is, if you were to allow yourself to walk away. I know it's not in the reverse, so it's not like you're not, but there's something about like, but I can't, and I'm curious as to what that is, or what you might be holding on to, or let's find out. Ace of Pentacles, wanting a new opportunity, okay, but that's what I feel like. Okay, so this is what they're telling me, my friend, that you do need to blow the situation up. However, it may not feel like it's the right time to do it. That's what I'm getting here. There's a need to walk away, I think, more stealthily is what I'm getting here, so that you can have the abundance that you're seeking and those new opportunities and new ideas and environment that you want to be in. So I feel like that heavy lesson for you, my lovely, is about you, I guess, actually taking the step to do it, because I feel like the plan is kind of sort of in the works, and I think it's just a matter of either the right timing or the right motivation to go. The lesson. Yeah, the right timing or the right motivation to go to create what it is that you're wanting, especially underneath that construction here. What are you building, and how are you going to build that abundance? And maybe that needs to take a little bit more time and planning for you, so that you don't fall back into that victimhood energy or into the same situation with another. And then we have the Emperor in the reverse. Yeah. Yeah, because again, there's a lot of impact that this dynamic had on you, on your soul, in my opinion here. And it's going to take, again, a process of seeing patterns and how your inner world reflects your outer world. What's contributing to all of that? What's poisoning the ego here? That it doesn't create a healthy sense of ego, and you are trapped in the feeling of, again, lacking, not good enough. Faith, again, that's what I was talking about. There's something about like missing faith or lacking faith, right? But having faith that you can overcome this. And maybe that's where I was feeling that hesitation on that Eight of Cups here, but I can't. Like, you can. There's a reprogramming in this lesson here that needs to be done, I suppose. And I'm curious as to see what this bridge is and what you've gained so far based on these past lessons you've already went through, or are continuing to go through, for that matter. Yeah, that lack of structure, boundary, that lack of belief, that faith in self. But something does need to get blown up, that is for sure. Okay, let's see this bridge in between. Yes, let's see this bridge and what you're gaining technically from these heavy lessons. What are you gaining? Vision. Again, that's great for a leader, right? Needing that soul sight. Needing to find that inside yourself also. Understanding. Brilliant. Release. Abso-freaking-lutely. And power. Great. I love this for you, Paul, too. So, my beautiful, the greater gain for you, my loves, is you are about to gain this vision, or you are gaining this vision in this particular incarnation, is what I'm getting. An understanding of what you need to walk away from, what needs to be destroyed for you to have this abundance in your life, to learn from the hard and heavy lessons, to use them as tools or impetus to move forward, to release, so that you can gain. Gain what? Gain your power back. Gain that faith back. Gain that abundance back. Gain whatever was taken from you, from this torture, from this victim energy, from the saboteur within, from that helpless maiden feeling, from that foolish choices, possibly. Whatever that might be, regardless, that is that bridge of what you are truly gaining from these heavy lessons that you have been through. Let's see. Then we have, Six of Swords again. This is so interesting. And the after tarot, mind you. Interesting. Okay, so maybe this is why they're bringing it to me now. When I was, again, getting the strong feeling of needing to blow up this atomic bomb here in the back of this depiction here. And this hesitancy to actually go away. Because there's a weird feeling that I'm getting with this car energy where they're unloading their suitcases while this bomb is going off in the back. But I don't know why I feel like the dad's energy is kind of sneaky. Like, I wouldn't put it past him that they'd be distracted, then he'd take off back in the car. Like, I don't know why I got that vision. I did not say it, but that was a feeling, and I think that's where it was coming in this Eight of Cups. Like, I just can't. So needing that patience, needing that vision to know that you can actually do it. Like, you can. Spirit is doubling down on this. Take what you need, the lessons that you need, take them with you and move on. Move forward. Ace of Pentacles. Look at this. Double cards, my friend. In the after tarot, because of the understanding, taking those lessons so that you can create that abundance. Woo! Six of Cups. Look at this. Releasing lessons from your past. Experiences from your past. Structures from your past. Beliefs from your past. Releasing it. It truly is about releasing it. Understanding it, however, and then releasing it. And then the Star. Frickin' A. Love this shit. Love it. Freaking love it. Right. So you can step into your power, following your North Star, bathe in your glory, in the release of your power, in the vision that you are following, in the life you are constructing, in the lessons you have learned, which is to become the leader of your own life. Ooh. Woo. Yes. Pile 2. Let's get it. Let's get some more cards on the gains. All right. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups in the reverse. Yes, like it, like it. Four of Cups in the reverse. Love this. Yes, no longer missing out on opportunities, letting go, not crying over that spilled shit. Release, release, release. The Hermit in the reverse, speaking up, speaking your truth, releasing what was holding you back, speaking the lessons, teaching about the lessons, possibly again, reflecting on those patterns and how that affects your inner world, therefore your outer. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles with the star. Okay. Feeling, okay, so it might feel a little lonely. That's fair enough while you are gaining this power. But again, you have to, I guess because this is about this leadership energy, right? About finding that strength, that power along the way of not allowing yourself to feel like the poor me I've left out, but knowing that you are actually that star, that power is there to remain in that faith. Again, there's a lot of programming that needs to be deprogrammed for you when it comes to the self-worth, leadership, and belief in that leadership in yourself. No longer allowing yourself to torture yourself with that victim mentality. Witness the truth of you. Understand where this bomb needs to go off in your life so that you can release it. Waiting for that shifts to come in. Again, this is still about patience. I feel you, Spirit. I feel that. So not to rush this process for you. They want me to see this. The Emperor, the Empress in the reverse. So yeah, so you're maybe not fully through the process of integrating or accepting all of the lessons or coming out of that stronger, because it's going to take a while to heal. I truly do feel that. But you start to feel how your inner world reflects the outer world and vice versa. Having a magical life is a choice. And that choice right now is more clarity, is in more clear focus, a vision for you, is to have that magical life that is that leadership that the Spirit wants you to tap into, because it's there for you, my love. It really, really is there for you amongst these heavy lessons, amongst this gain that you are actually having right now, my lovely. Like there is a big gain. You're moving away from this. You're no longer allowing yourself to focus so much on it, but still the belief about it is still not quite healed yet. It's your actions are doing a good job. You're reflecting. You're finding that, but there's a lot of back and forth or doubting the self that one can really complete or one can really do it, and you can. You definitely can. Let's get your closing messages, my beautiful collective of pile 2. I'm gonna get 2 cards. I'm gonna also read from the book for this. Look at this. And when we're talking about this reflection, right? Reflectivity, the Atlantean libraries. Look at this, the reflectivity. And then inspiration, Cassiopeia, inspiration. I love love. Let's see what they got to say to you. I'm going to read the oracle messages for both. It says, prepare yourself for a psychic expedition into the realms of the Akasha. But have patience. It's been here. It's out here. Have patience. You may need to wait just a wee bit longer before you depart. This is exactly what the Spirit has been talking about from the beginning. You know, before you depart on this full journey, there's a need for a little bit of patience, which is why I was feeling I can't just yet. There's still something that needs to get processed. There are a few unconscious hidden truths that need to be addressed first, which is what we're saying. Your voyage involves others, so a visit to the Akashic Records will provide valuable insight. Call upon the mighty ocean whales to assist you with accessing the Akasha, so you can download glimpses and flashes of insight to help you decipher your situation more clearly. And that's that Three of Wands energy I'm getting for you here over also. Be open to perceiving the whole picture and not just pieces of the puzzle. You will soon understand the adhesive bond that binds it all together. Which again talks about once you allow magic into your worldview, you begin to see patterns. This is exactly it right here. You may wish to postpone taking immediate action just until you have more information. This will ultimately help make more enlightened decisions on this matter. My love, we talked about it. We talked about it. So like I said, there's still a little bit of time, but know that in your belief system, it's really there. They know that you're doing the actions. That's why a little bit of patience is needed. A little bit more reflectivity on how your inner world is affecting your outer and vice versa. I love that. Let's look at your inspiration. It says, the loving qualities of Cassiopeia can help restore depleted energies back to a place of inspirational balance. If you have lost your zest for life or feel depressed, lethargic, or just apathetic, like I was talking about, that lack of faith, or I'm not good enough, now's the time for a lift. Go outside into nature and be one with the flowers and trees. Sit under a tree and journal some inspired ideas from nature. If you are feeling unmotivated or a rejuvenating rest in the nature elements will revive you at this time. You can benefit greatly from engaging in art or music, therapy projects, photography, pastels, acrylic, watercolors, etc., singing, toning. The important thing is to allow the richness and depth of your spirit to be expressed through a creative outlet. You could use a positive sacred space to release your built-up stressful tension so you can regain a sense of well-being. Again, to release some of this energy, yeah? So maybe they're asking you to find something that's very constructive for you to do, to release this in a creative way so that it doesn't become implosive, but it can be released in a healthful, destructful way. You know? So my lovely collective of Pile 2, this was pretty brilliant for you, my lovely. Hard, absolutely, but this leadership lesson of, again, the leadership of self, of taking the lead in your own life and having a little bit of patience, because it's almost time for you to do that. So just step into that reflectivity, take in those lessons, know that you're about to step into a phase of abundance. That belief system is really what needs to be the most looked at, let's say, when it comes to your energies. Pile 2. I hope this served you. I'm sending you the most amount of love. Please keep watering your lives, and until next time, ciao. Welcome, my beautiful Pile 3s. Okay, my love. So your card, your inner witch, is waiting for you, whispering, remember me. So we are looking into your heavy lesson first, of course. And the first card that has come out for you, we're looking at the lesson, which is gluttony, which is interesting. Your pile has been very interesting. I'm going to use most of these categories or prompts, but not necessarily all, and they may not all be applicable. So, of course, take the messages as they resonate. So what I'm getting here for you, my collective of pile 1, that a part of your lesson feels about overdoing things, possibly, about there is a sense of lack, but it's different than pile 2s. This sense of lack is afraid something is more like something's going to run out, or is that right? Yeah, going to run out, or something better is going to come along, which again is a sense of worthiness too. So again, a sense of abandonment, an obsessive type of love. Yeah, there could be some sort of a disassociation here, or this a mental perception of things that might have been skewed. Or again, there's an obsessive quality here for sure, because your second card also has obsession. In here, this card over here says love. In the love section says obsession. So there is this, again, a double down, similar to pile 1, and it comes to the double down of the energies of what Spirit's talking about. You have oppression, oppressive love, jealousy, obsessive lover. So again, it could be either of the two. You could be the obsessive lover, or have an obsessive lover, or you're the one who's the obsessor. And I'm feeling a little bit more of you being more obsessed about something. What that is, let's find out. There's a card here about the athlete, about the gladiator, about the duelist, about the martial artist. So, are you obsessive about... it could be anything, to be honest. It could be about obsessive love, obsessive about food, obsessive about exercise, obsessive about appearances, obsessive about anything that might be a part of what you do. You get hooked or attached on very quickly to certain things, and you defend it to death, which might seem crazy to some people, is what I'm getting at, because you have the Defender card next with the special intelligence, the Knight, the mercenary, the bodyguard, the defender. So what I'm getting here is like a very astute person when it comes to what their passions are, what they're focused in on. And this obsession can be very gluttonous to some and possibly unhealthy. So what I'm getting here for you, pile 3, that a part of what Spirit is talking to you today about this particular heavy lesson is about obsessiveness. And about remembering, again, your actual inner power, your worthiness, not giving away your power, not assuming that something's running out or there's not enough for everybody in some way. There's an abandonment energy here for sure, an obsessiveness, a dualistic nature within you naturally for sure. Interesting. Okay, obviously, this is not necessarily obviously, but I am feeling more specifically in past life energy soul evolution for you, that again, for a farthest extreme, it could be like psychopathic tendencies, or like I said, a stalker obsessive kind of behavior. It could be that extreme, to the other extreme of gluttonous with food, or depressive eating. It could also be the other way around, of anorexia, obsessive binging, that kind of thing. It can also be specifically about obsessive exercise, obsessive activity, always being on the go, constantly on defend or on the watch or on guard. Like there's never really this relaxing period within. There's always something that you need to go after, or for something. Ooh, there's a lot happening here. So I feel like, remember me. That's what they keep whispering. Your inner witch is waiting for you to remember them. Remember who you are. Interesting, pile 3. Then you have the 7 of Pentacles. So Spirit's saying here, if we're referencing your gluttonous energy, they're talking about possibly a lack of patience. And that becomes the obsessive impulse, because we want it now, or we think it's taking too long. It becomes an obsession for us to get it right away, and then again on to the next. There's like this very quick, fast moving energy, but obsessive is absolutely the the main word that keeps coming up. I'm gonna find another one. Mistake. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles. Like waiting for this something to go in, but you don't wait. Like you're impulsive in that sense. I want it now. Instead of remembering the timing of things, the natural law of things, in a sense. The 10 of Wands. Because they're bringing me to this gluttonous energy and this obsessive love or lover energy, and you can see here that one partner is a little bit larger than the other. And again, there's some sort of dominance here. Again, overpowering, taking control, needing that to feel some sort of power. And asking for forgiveness for it afterwards. This is interesting. Again, this dualistic nature. It's like, I want to oppress, but then I'm like, I know that this is wrong. I know this is a mistake, but this is just... Woo, I'm not explaining this way. Give me a second, pile 3. Hold on. They're also saying the burden you carry of not being able to forgive yourself. It's almost as if you are fighting with yourself. That's exactly what it is. this dualistic nature you have within you, sort of trying to repress something that, yeah, trying to repress something within you that has not been properly understood for you to properly handle. Because they're saying everybody has their own quirks, let's say, and own obsessive thoughts and tendencies. It's just a matter of very few people will act on these for whatever reason, moral reasons, fear reasons, whatever the reason. But there's something about you. It's like, again, apologies, this is not your extreme, is what I'm getting at. However, you may have lived through this in another lifetime, is what I'm getting at. Is that it's that abuser energy of that stereotypical partner that beats the other partner and then comes back to say, I'm so sorry, I was just in a bad mood, gives you flowers, and sort of smooshes you back into that same pattern. That's what I'm getting, the hitting and forgetting, and then forgiveness energy. That's the feeling I'm getting right here. Again, this is an extreme, but I just want to give you an example of that oppressive energy that I'm getting from this, and understanding that there is some sort of cognitive understanding that this is not right, but not being able to break that somehow. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the athlete. They're talking about exercising discipline, because the martial arts requires discipline, and you learn it more to keep peace, not to create violence. You know, that gladiator energy is a different story for me. It's a different type of fierce aggression. You know, so this Wheel of Fortuneers, I'm getting that you have an opportunity now to use this athlete energy in one way or the other, this dualistic energy. Which one will you choose now? Because the middle way is still the best way, don't get me wrong, but right now it feels like you need to swing your pendulum the other way for you to understand what the balance may be for you. Whatever that might be, again, that's a spiritual journey for you that you're going to have to go on, which will be very fortunate for you, but you have to make that choice to take that leap, to forgive yourself and forgive others, and to recognize what this obsessiveness or pattern of yours is. You got 2 cards for this one underneath Defender, and you have the 2 of Wands in the reverse and the 5 of Swords in the reverse. Nobody wins. There's no plan. No plan to truly get you out of that funk. So it's a matter of like, there's a recognition of it, but there's no plan to get you through it. That's what I'm getting here. So only one part of the obstacle has been addressed. And your inner witch is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to remember who you are. Remember what you're actually capable. That's a part of this heavy lesson. You do not need to be obsessive over anything. Find what truly connects to your happiness, to your needs and wants for yourself, that's in a most healthy and productive and growthful type of way. Evolutionary type of way, excuse me. Then we have solitude. That's probably it. You probably do need a little bit of solitude. You need some time to really reflect and look into what it is that you are not hearing, remembering. You know, what is it that you're not hearing, what you're not seeing, what are you not remembering, what are you forgetting, you know, about your either role in certain things or role in your past life, or how is this sort of energy translating into your current life? What are you gluttonous about? Are you gluttonous about your partner? Are you not leaving any room or freedom for there to be? Are you defending it with all of your might that it's suffocating, you know, or you get what I'm saying? Like, how does this gluttonous energy apply or is applicable to possible patterns in your current life? And I think that's a part of your heavy lesson. And I think that you're learning that through solitude, through your alone time, through you understanding yourself better. Woo! That was a lot, pal 3. Damn. Okay, let's get into, I guess, what your greater gains are, my lovely. That bridge to the greater gain. So we have patience. Okay, yes, it's definitely come up again. It's been a theme pretty much in every pile. Abundance. Oh, they're saying that you have an abundance of. So what is it that you need? Like, why are you obsessive over things that aren't that important or that aren't that necessary to be? Like, there's something about that. Like, there's an abundance of you, of self, of resources, of things, and there's no need for you to feel obsessive about anything. There is no lack. Authenticity. Yes, my love. Yes, my love. That is what you are searching for, trying to find that balance. And then delight. I think you will find that delight in your solitude in this particular incarnation. You might be a little bit more of a loner in this life because of these certain things that you're working out, or these idiosyncrasies you feel that are not necessarily socially compatible. You know, so there's these interesting sort of nuances within this particular reading for you, my lovely, especially because I don't exactly know how it's going to play out for your current life. But there is something about you not believing that there is enough of something for you to have patience for, because there is enough. It is just a matter of you trying to be your authentic self, instead of feeling this codependency or attachment onto things that creates this abandonment wound within you that makes you be in this defensive mode and fighter mode. And they want you to delight in the solitude, delight in the knowing, in the remembering, in the whispering that is going on around you, what spirit has been whispering to you. Let's get some more. Woo! Every single pile has had a double for sure, and that is bizarre. 7 of Pentacles in the After Tarot. Dang. Okay, I like it though. 5 of Swords, repeat. High Priestess. Yes, I like that under authenticity, that's for sure. And then the 6 of Wands, sick. I love it. Wow, okay, pile 3, that's 7 of Pentacles. I feel like what you're gaining is learning that patience of learning to wait for your harvest, for the right time, to knowing that your turn will come, so to speak. Nothing is running out. You don't have to run after or seek out certain things that you think or that make you become obsessive in some regard. And recognizing is what I'm feeling here, the abundance of it, but knowing that nobody kind of wins in that energy, even though you might feel victorious for a time being, which is what I was getting, that toggling, the back and forth of that forgiveness of self, forgiveness of what you may have said, how you talked about it, what was said, how you believed, what you believed about it, etc. What was said to you is what I meant to say. Why I said what was said twice. And then the High Priestess here with authenticity. I'm really getting that of stepping into your own secret knowledge, into your own actual power, into your authentic power, not necessarily revealing all of it. There's, again, a reserving of the energy now, instead of it being explosive in a way that creates this victory, in the delight. Like this, there's a victory because of this delight, because of the solitude, because of this understanding, because I am now listening better is what I'm feeling. I am remembering who I am, which is that secret knowledge, that secret energy, because I've learned how to be patient. And I literally feel like it's like, wait for my turn. And it's not in a sense of a submissive or docile energy. It's a matter, like I said, this sort of universal law of things, you know, of when the right frequency or right timing or right energy, that wheel of fortune, when it's your turn to sort of evolve in that way, is when you forgive something, about this obsessiveness, about your gluttonous energies in a particular area, about what you may have done or said, or how you may have reacted or not reacted. Whatever that is, there is a need for forgiveness for your mistakes, a spiritual deep dive for you to remember. Pile 3. Wow. Love this for you. Let's get some more cards. Your specific gains here, my lovely. Your greater gains. The Knight of Cups. Stay clear. Sorry, friends. Forgiveness again. Messenger of forgiveness. Opportunities for openness and love, for truth. The Hanged Man in the reverse. Yes. You've already done the reflecting, understanding, like I said, that nobody wins, that there is enough for all, that I'm not being missed. The opportunities aren't being missed, you know? And I can forgive myself. I can forgive myself. All right. Then we have, don't think so. I'm not ready for that. Give me a second. Sorry, friends. Didn't feel right. All right. Then we have the sun in the reverse. I think that's appropriate, especially for the high priestess here who, you know, holds secrets. There are things that need to be held to self. And I feel that you are coming into that full authenticity. You're not fully there yet currently as I'm doing this reading. However, you're absolutely getting there with that that sun. That's I'm getting like the sunrise is what I'm feeling here. The sun is not in full bloom. It's not your afternoon sun. We're getting that beginning morning sun, the awakening of you that's leading you into this beautiful victory here. And the focus being not on the crowd, but being on something specific, something that's more healthy, more loving, more forgiving, more spiritual even. I don't know why I got that, but because it's like it's after a period of solitude, like you kind of understand what it is that you're actually looking for and what will better suit you. Woo, that devil in reverse. Love that. Yeah, understanding what actually works for you, letting go of the codependency, letting go of that attachment energy in that negative sense, you know, finding a sense of interdependence. And again, delighting in no longer being that gluttonous energy, again with that devil card energy. Boom, underneath the deck, 3 of Pentacles. You will find your peeps, my friend. You'll find your community, find the people that work for you, so to speak, you know, and that have so much to offer you in this new energy or new frequency of you remembering, of you listening to the whispers of your heart, of your soul, of your spirit team, quite literally, that's asking you now, my lovely, to step into your authenticity and delight in what you find in this discovery. Be patient. Keep the ears open for us to send you messages, because we definitely are. And you don't have to feel so defensive about the things you really care about, but really look at why you're holding on to certain things very tightly and what you may not be forgiving yourself for in general in this incarnation. All right, my lovelies, let's get your closing messages. We have enlightenment. Yes. Okay, I'll pick that up in a second. We have enlightenment, enlightened mastery, number 33. And then we have curiosity. I love that. Zeta, spiritual expansion. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect, and I think absolutely necessary. I'm reading from the book for these last 2 cards, my lovely. So, enlightenment mastery says, you are lovingly being guided by the ascended masters as your consciousness is upgrading to higher frequency of love, wisdom, and magnetization energies. This is a powerful time to receive healing dispensations of all levels. Healing light codes are being dispersed into your energy to cleanse old patterns of negativity and create new energy templates filled with positivity and love. But first, review all belief systems of scarcity, which is what we've been talking about, and limitation, and transmute these into confidence and empowerment, which is exactly what your process is right now, my lovely. You are transmuting that into that confidence and empowerment. Learn to harness the divine wisdom that is already within you. Remember who you are. Focus on mastery of your emotions and your environment. Exactly. You can magnetize anything into your life. Remember, you're not lacking anything. Just remember the power of creation that you carry within your soul. Remember. Pile 3. Shoot. Okay. And then your last one is curiosity, my love. If you've been feeling confused, unclear, or insecure about your or insecure about your intuitive capabilities, now is the time to ignite your inner navigator with newfound Zeta-like enhancement. Exercise your extrasensory perception skills. Look at your situation from a more expanded perspective. Change your vantage point and test your inner abilities. Open up to receiving spiritual data from alternative sources, especially those that stretch you out of your comfort zone. Be curious and reach beyond what you think of you as possible. Exactly. Reach beyond what you think is possible. However, be very aware of your energy, which is what we've been talking about, especially to regenerate those frazzled nerves. You are transforming. Focus on spiritual acceleration. Focusing on, spiritual acceleration will activate your dormant DNA and help you gain new healing insights. Spiritual and alchemical upgrades await, so be sure to pave a pathway for assimilation of higher energies. This is it. Higher energies, that victory, that delight, that solitude, that finding your people, that enlightenment, my lovely. Your inner witch is waiting for you, whispering, remember me. Remember who you are, my lovely collective about 3. I hope this served you. This was very, very deep. So I would love to hear if these connected in any way. Of course, all of the piles were very interesting. I'm sending you the most amount of love. Please keep watering your lives. Until next time, I will see you. Ciao.